Alright, now we're going to take a look at part 3. In part 3, we're making a model. We're modeling cellular growth and repair. This is something you should be incredibly familiar with because you just read about it in step 2, and we practiced the beginning of it in the warm-up. So to do that, we need to launch this modeling tool, and once you do, it'll look like this. This model is a little confusing to build if you don't know exactly what you're doing. So the easiest way to find out is to follow the instructions by clicking this button here, or checking the do and the goal here in the instructions of the modeling part. But let's focus on this part for now. Create a model that shows energy being released to make growth and repair happen in a healthy functioning cell. Alright, that's not too difficult. This model is in two parts. The first part is to create a model that shows energy being released. The second is to show the growth, repair, that happen in a healthy functioning cell. So I know that the energy being released is cellular respiration. We learned about that yesterday when we did a chemical reaction. I know that growth and repair happens when we turn amino acids into proteins, and we've witnessed that before in the warm-up. To make sure I understand exactly how these things work, I'm going to follow where I've seen this last, which is here, in the metabolism simulation. So I'll click on the cells, I'll zoom in, and I'm going to watch a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to watch is these amino acids and see what happens when they become proteins. The next thing I'm going to watch is the oxygen and glucose to see when they make energy. So they come in, energy is made, and I've noticed something very important here. The moment energy was made, these amino acids combine together to make protein. What that tells me is that it requires energy to make the amino acids form proteins, which are very important because I know that they help build cells, grow cells, and repair them. You can even see this here at the bottom when the cellulation jumped. That means that we made more energy, and right when it jumped, we made more protein molecules. Alright, let's make sure I'm understanding this correctly, so I'm going to watch it for a second attempt. This is a big part of why Amplify has you do 2 trials also, to make sure that it wasn't a mistake or a fluke. They like you to try it a couple of times to see what's going on. So I'm going to wait, I'm going to allow more oxygen come in, and there it is. Right here, these amino acids, and go back in the video if you need to see it again, turned into a protein molecule. Right as these molecules were released from the mitochondria when they went through cellular respiration to make energy. So I have enough data to begin the first part of my model, and you should be able to do the second part. So let me show you the first part. The first part is remembering how we make energy, because that's the first thing we need to build. It takes a glucose molecule and a few oxygen molecules. I know that these things react together just like they did in the chemical reaction we saw yesterday to make a couple of things. They make energy, they make 2 other things, and if you forget what they are, you can always look in the sim and see what's there. In this case, there's water and carbon dioxide. So I should have water, I'll put 2 in, and carbon dioxide, and I'll put 3 of those because it makes a little more gas. Alright, so I have the first part, the reaction to make energy. The second part I'll leave to you. That's turning the amino acids into proteins. Go ahead and take a little bit of time to do that, then go back to the lesson and make sure it gets uploaded. You can upload in 2 ways. The first is by taking a screenshot of your model, or the second is by pressing this hand in button. Be aware that when you click this hand in button, it puts the model into this box. It doesn't actually hand in the process for you. You need to do that by clicking this hand in button. Either way, make sure this button is pressed before you move on, so that way I can get your materials. If I don't get your materials, I can't grade them, and you can't get a score for your good work. Once you're done with that, you're ready to move on to the next video about Step 4, Writing with Lisa.